Hey guys, it's the Love Guru from loveguru.net. This is how I look at 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't think I'm not even like fixing myself. This is just me doing some work. So I came to a local facility so I could use their internet. In case you didn't know, um, Zeke, who's my star brother, told me to disconnect my internet like 2 months ago, and so I have to come out to use the internet. It's actually a really wonderful thing. I love it, even though it looks like it's an inconvenience. Um, it gives me like a lot of peace of mind. I'm sorry, I look kind of funny. I'm just like, we're just letting it be. This is like, I leave the house, I just like wrap myself up. So I want to talk about Q for a minute. And we had like a huge break in I'm talking about QAnon in case you don't know, like it's qmap.pub. And in case you don't know, like us in the truther movement, us indigos, we had a huge breakthrough, a huge success, a huge celebration with Judy Milkis. I don't know what her last name is. She's a brave warrior. She is an indigo also. Or if she's not an indigo, she just has indigo warrior energy, which I celebrate and appreciate and love. It's so inspiring to see other indigos doing their thing out there. And when indigos are not empowered, there's nothing really fantastic or special about them. Like, they don't glimmer and shine like an indigo who is empowered. Let's put it that way. An indigo who is empowered, who has risen from the ashes, has gone through their shit and then healed it and worked through it internally, is super magnetic, amazing to watch, and inspiring. So we had this huge success for us truth warriors this week. Yet Q, who supposedly is of the light, who said they're of the light? I don't know about that. But they are sharing truths, information. I still read their information, but they didn't mention this video. They didn't share anything about it. Q happens to be very political, which personally, I don't give a shit about that. This is about clearing out corruption. It's not about politics. And somehow they seem to be hung up in politics. Now, with all these things, you have to ask yourself, what's their agenda? I guess I am fixing myself. Like, unsuccessfully. I think it looks worse now. I want you to take Q's post with a grain of salt. I think that they're another distractor operation by the cabal. And I share this in more details in my earlier videos, so just watch a few back. I'm not going to repeat the same things, or at least I'm going to try not to. But, the cabal is fantastic at knowing at how our minds work. They are really brilliant. I mean, they have studied us and manipulated us, which is evil. They've used it for bad. I mean, you could use this technology. You could use I'm sorry, my lips are like chapped too. Yeah. You could use this stuff for good, or you could use this stuff for evil. And us indigos, the intention, at least it's the intention for the projects that I create and the team and the company that I am building right now, which is called the Alien Network. And you can go check that out, thealiennetwork.com. This is what Zeke, a website that Zeke told me to put up, or to purchase the URL years ago. And now it's all coming into fruition. And this is about bringing good into the world. It's about bringing good to humanity. And that's what us indigos are here to build up positivity in the world. We are the leaders of the new earth. That is something that came through to me many years ago. I haven't heard anybody else speak about that, so I'm giving myself credit. And I hope you understand that, as far as like, if you're an indigo, you're a leader of the new earth. Now, in order to be a leader of the new earth, you have to heal yourself, because That's why we've experienced corruption like we have, is that leaders have come into power, they have not been healed, and it's very easy to get on the dark side or to see life and to act in unhealthy ways when you are not healed. For example, one thing that I'm doing with my company is, so my company is by Indigos for Indigos. I employ Indigos and we do our mission together. And one of the things that my company is very focused on is self-growth. You come to me for personal growth and self-development and for healing, to become a better you so you can better serve the world. So I have these Indigos coming together. We're working on projects right now. I have, How Aliens Put Me Into Power, that is being edited and redesigned and everything like that. And one of the things is that there is a weekly check-in where the Indigos who are working with me check in and share like what they're learning from the material that they're working with, and realizations they've had, and what shifted for them, and what they want to celebrate, and what questions they have, and what healing they need. And I was saying at the end of that form, I write, you're doing this form, this check-in form, for yourself. Like, this is to appreciate yourself. This is to go within yourself and to be accountable, to like track your progress. This is how we celebrate ourselves. We learn to celebrate ourselves. We learn to acknowledge ourselves. And I was saying this because I'm like, hey, I read everyone's responses. You're not going to necessarily get a response from me or congratulations or whatever. And because what I teach is about having healthy relationships, it's not about perpetuating codependency and unhealthy relationships like what we have in our society. So I share that because this is just one of the examples of the new paradigms, the new ways that I am help bringing into this world. And if we compare this to the way that most people relate, is that a lot of times people will tell other people about what's going on in their lives, or to tell them good news because they want to hear a congratulations back from them. And I'm not saying that that's necessarily bad, but it is a form of codependency. You celebrate yourself. So again, the reason why I'm sharing this as an example is that if I hadn't gone through healing, and this is an ongoing process, you continue. If I hadn't gone through healing myself, then I would have perpetuated the unhealthy pattern of constantly feeding other people's insecurities or their codependency, their unhealthy relationship patterns of like constantly feeling like I had to like congratulate somebody on the successes or the realizations they're having. And this is also out in the world, like, it's very easy for me now to see when people are trying to pull energy from me, when people are trying to control me, when people are trying to just share stuff to get appreciation from me because they don't know how to appreciate themselves. And again, I'm sharing this stuff for a reason. The reason that I'm sharing this is that these are healthy ways of relating. And when you have not healed yourself and you get into these positions of power, you're doing things in a wonky, unhealthy way. So that's why we see so many of our leaders or celebrities or politicians or whoever, business owners, corporate big companies that we see like, quote, ruling this world, Monsanto, Google, Facebook. These are all corrupt companies, and it's because they did not take the time to do their self-growth, their healing. For Indigos, it's very important that we go through this process so that we can lead in the light. So, let me see how I can tie this back to Q, because I know I was originally talking about this with Q. So, Q's information is shared is good information. I also think it is part of the cabal agenda for distracting us. So take their stuff with a grain of salt. These changes we're going through are not about politics. It's not about Republican, Democrat, the fight between that, or we should be voting this person in or that person in. Who cares who our president is or who our elected leaders are? Who cares the certain policies that, people are allowed to believe different things. This is about leading in truth and honesty and the good of all. That is the mantra that I say over and over again. That's the mantra of the Awakened Warrior Show, which will be coming back, which this is a version of it. But, this is not about different point of views. Everyone's allowed to have that. This is about clearing out. This time, right now, is about clearing out corruption. So they should be focusing on corruption if they were truly in the light. Which that's questionable, and plus they're an anonymous group. Again, we're in the light now. You should be showing your face. This should not be hidden from people. Even people who are getting arrested now, if there are arrests, this should be out in the public. It's not. If you have information about whoever's being arrested now, if they're being arrested, please post it underneath. This is a community. We all share our resources. So please share resources with me. I want to know. Please post it under the videos so everybody else can see and share. Oh, my stomach just made a noise. Did you hear that? I haven't eaten breakfast yet. So I'm going to go feed myself. Feed me. I'm going to do that. Thanks for watching. I love you guys. Keep working on yourself internally. Keep raising your vibration. That is what is going to be shifting this today, in this time. Actually, I want to share one other thing. I think it's important to realize that also we get these wins, and then we have to keep going for more wins. That's how you build the manifestation energy. You keep going. It's not like there's just one win and then you stop. You keep going. We want more wins. We keep looking for more positive things out there. It's the same thing at what we do internally within ourselves. You have to keep working towards this. Keep posting stuff. It's very important that you speak to people one-on-one, face-to-face. I think that's even more important than posting online. I think the posting online is sort of bullshit. That's kind of how I view it these days. Since Zeke has sort of detoxed me from